Hey people, Inquisitor here, Team Free-for-All Faction Rumble. This is the Doom of Tularis, and on a purple Imperial Guard team, you have Piluco with an Inquisitor, an offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee, but can get specialized ranged weapons alongside them. Crazy Chairman 96 with a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, really strong defense and support can add to the retinue. For the blue Chaos team, Sir Gunther the Kaiser with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, Thousand Suns, elite scheme. Alongside them, PapaFloggz as a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero, walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee, some Black Legion. For the green Space Marine team, Nifty as an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And rounding off the teams, MUERTE as a Force Commander, very strong offense fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Got some Blood Ravens over there. So, free-for-all then, for those that haven't seen a free-for-all game, it's still victory point control, but you are gaining victory points rather than draining them from your opponents. You see them at the top of the screen there, also indicates how many victory points have been captured. And you see the target is 2,000 points, Doom Bolts going in. Each player has their own natural victory point. With this generator powering it, your opponents can come and destroy this generator, which powers down the victory point and makes it uncapturable. You need to then pay resources to get your victory point working again. There's also one in the center contested, which does not have a power generator on it. CSM here have taken a bunch of damage already, going for some heavy cover. This is Sir Gunther the Kaiser, who's got double CSM on the way. Waiting for another Doom Bolts, I suppose. Doesn't want to consume the Chaos Space Marines, though. Heretics are busy capping. Kicking off also towards the north with an Inquisitor versus a Force Commander. Tactical Marines fleeing the Inquisitor's wrath. Force Commander runs away. Oh, got too close to base. Scouts get those shotguns in. There's a shotgun blast. Attacks can now turn and shoot with their bolt guns, using their Kraken bolts, which doesn't do anything. Catachans on the field for Piluco. Piluco got no other units up, by the way. Went straight into Catachan Devils. Maybe we'll see multiple Catachan Devils. That'd be quite fun. What do we got for Crazy Chairman? More traditional Sentinel into Guardsman, and now some Catachan Devils, and both of the Space Marine players rocking Assault Squad soon. Nothing yet for PapaFloggz. Maybe all of the power's been spent... Sorry, all of the requisition's been spent on power, maybe? That's Piluco's power, dum-dum. Yeah, I think PapaFloggz has put up all the gens here. So they're going into maybe Raptors, putting that many gens up. No war gear that I can see. Oh, Sorcerer with Vestments of the Warp on the way. Shotgun Scouts here for Nifty. Gonna blast some Heretics, not before dropping a model though. These are Heretics with grenade launchers. And an Aspiring Champion who gets a bolt gun. Other fellas get auto guns. Meanwhile, Assault Squad finding those Heretics isolated. Able to get rid of them. Chaos Lord has also run off. Nobody's grabbed this contested wreck point yet on the edge. Meanwhile, the Sorcerer is diving for the mid, which was green for the Space Marines. Now it's turning blue for Chaos. And it's Noise Marines on the way for PapaFloggz. So they may be overspent on power gens there, but I guess he's helping out his ally as well, getting some gens up. Assault Squad jumping the Heavy Weapon Squad with a Heavy Bolter. Can Catachans counter-initiate? No, they can't. Only have 3 models right now. And no energy to Shotgun Blast. Interrogator's Armor just infiltrated that Heavy Weapon Squad. Maybe helping them escape. Yep, they got away. Assault Squad now jumping the Catachans, who are very low on models, as I said. And now they get infiltrated by Interrogator's Armor. I guess it has a short cooldown, hey, silently. Inquisitors now fighting them. Maybe we'll see the Holy Brazier come in for a power weapon. Heavy Weapon Squad able to set up again, and the Assault Squad cannot jump again. So there's a retreat. Nicely played by Piluco there. Used the silently ability well. Stayed patient, didn't panic retreat the Inquisitor, didn't panic retreat the Heavy Weapon Squad either. Double CSM with Eternal War for Sir Gunther. tearing through those guardsmen who have to flee. They were going to drop a model so fast there. Backing away is Crazy Chairman. Still has Catechins and Sentinel and more Guardsmen in play. Bunch of tier 2s coming in now. Towards the southwest, where we see Chaos Fellas against Space Marine Fellas. This is Nifty's natural victory point being taken by Chaos here, so they may be able to get a quad cap. Maybe. Assault Squad, nope. Assault Squad, get rid of those heretics. This is being taken back for Chaos. Ah, but they lost the mid. So Chaos are down to a double cap now. Meanwhile, Sorcerer's being very sneaky. All the way up in the north. Just trying to teleport around and decap stuff, I suppose. And we have 2 double caps and a single for the green Space Marines who are in the lead. I think it's slightly longer than a second that it ticks up. Maybe it just is every second. Sometimes it seems slightly longer. Shotgun scouts with the sergeant could be looking for a grenade on the CSM. It was a shotgun blast, but they were already retreating. And can those guys jump again? Grenade there, missed. Assault Squad can't jump again, and the CSM lucky to get away with 2 models there. Tier 2 for PapaFloggz, the last player to go. Central VP now turning purple. For the Imperial Guard, they're going to get a triple cap in. There it is. 3 cap to 2 cap to another 2 cap for the Space Marine fellas. Still have a decent 100-ish VP lead. And they're going to grab the mid. Or at least try to. Looks like an assist coming through here. MUERTE trying to get in behind the Inquisitor, I think. Not an assist, rather just coming from a different angle. Meanwhile, Noise Marines messing up those tacks with the Sergeant. Oh, but look at this now. Apothecary with Anointed Power Axe now. Very dangerous in melee with 50 power melee DPS and energy draining stuff. Purification Rites also in there. And Armor of Purity. Big investment into a level 1 Apothecary here. Needs to pay off. They could have got another unit up, definitely. Could have got a Dreadnought up without paying all that for the war gear. Tier 3 for MUERTE. Which, I mean, they don't have red, so they want either a quick Predator tank or Terminator Force Commander quickly. Got some Plasma Gun Guardsmen for Piluco. What about Crazy Chairman? Yep, Plasma Guns in against 2 heavy infantry factions. It's unsurprising. And there's a Rod of Warp Fire from the Sorcerer. Teleports in and smacks people with it. Gets a fancy special attack as well. There's the medic for the Lords General. These guys may already have their med packs. Sorcerer. Oh, Sentinel goes down. A little bit sloppy from Crazy Chairman. Stood there for a while taking shots from the CSM. CSM have their aspiring champions, but they're now getting plasma gunned and they can't trade effectively there. So they leave. Sentinel down though. Didn't have a missile launcher. Oh, look at this. We do indeed see the Terminator Force Commander gets a Storm Bolter and a 85 heavy melee power fist, I believe. DPS, that is. And he inspires on kill, doesn't he, with this? Yeah, there's the inspiration on kill. And also has Battle Cry, of course. See those tacks getting inspired and then promptly dying and losing models. Oh, Inferno Pistol is in. Does not go for the Holy Brazier, just gets a really fancy gun. There's Hammer of the Witches, and Catechins have power melee. Just bonks him on the head with his power fist. And, oh, Vanguard Veterans coming in with the assist there. And they have their power fist queued up immediately. These are first company Assault Marines with a bunch of power weapons, but these guys upgrade into a power fist now. And a big chunk of hit points too, 2,000 at level 1. Over on the east side, Sorcerer being an absolute menace with some melee heretics and a pretty late Blood Crusher on the field here. Idle at the moment. More CSM for PapaFloggz. Looks like MUERTE has taken... Sorry, this is Nifty has taken that VP off him though. I haven't seen any power bashes on the VPs yet. Who's fallen over? Inquisitor's fallen over. I think the Force Commander was trying to burn down this power supply with the Consecrated Flame ability, whatever it's called, but it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out. Hey, Primaris Psych is in. Starts with the Terrifying Visions ability that can suppress units. And a telekinetic dome, if I can say it. which is a defensive ability. Apothecary does hit level 2. Could maybe go and slice up some Noise Marines. Noise Marines disable ranged attacks with their Sonic Blaster. They don't disable an axe to your face, though. What's this? Big retreat there from Sir Gunther. Not sure why there was such a big retreat, but there sure was. PapaFloggz in retreat as well. Oh, did Sir Gunther the Kaiser drop the Sorcerer to 3-buy, maybe? Maybe. Apothecary wipes out the Noise Marines. Well done there, bud. Now the Vanguard veterans of Nifty fighting in melee with a bunch of heretics, and there's a tank getting shots in. PapaFloggz with a Chaos Predator. Here's a team free-for-all. A good place for a tank. You get hit from so many angles now. See how it does, I suppose. Still a VP lead for the Space Marines. 2 to 300 against the other players that lead there. Crazy Chairman with some Kasrkin, just got their Sergeant in. And it's the Imperial Guard taking the mid. No. Gives up the cap to do a Hammer of the Witches. There it is. Now can fire that Inferno pistol. Primaris Saki getting some psychic attacks in as well. Catachan's got messed up. There's the telekinetic dome. I believe it's a 25% range damage resistance, 10% melee damage resistance, and you get plus 10 melee skill as well. That was Ethereal Wave from the Codices of Wrath. Doesn't show up in the unit card though. But it's good to have Disruption on demand, kind of like the Warp Fire from the Sorcerer. It seems like it looks like it has a larger area of effect than Warp Fire, but I don't know if that's just visual. It seems like a fatter wave kind of thing. There's the Terrifying Visions suppressing the Vanguard veterans there. And now needs to run away from the scary melee. Force Commander Terminator gets away fine. And they defend their VP. Well, maybe not. Vanguard veterans are still here. So are some scouts. Oh, and a tank as well. So they may be able to get a decap on this or destroy the power supply. In the mid, the Inquisitor's fallen over. Lord General shows up to maybe get a revive, and he's got some melter guns. Piluco now with the Baneblade. Crazy Chairman with the Leman Russ. Land Raider Redeemer for Nifty. Here's the revive. CSM flee, but they did get a decap. And Inquisitor goes straight for the cap there. Double CSM, did you get a mark? No. What about PapaFloggz? Yep, we got one of each. Mark of Khorne and Mark of Tzeentch. What is this? Sorcerer harassing some poor tank. A Land Raider. They can use this thing to retreat to now and reinforce, so it's a massive boon to your field presence. I wonder if it'll be taken mid. Bunch of guardsmen waiting here with all sorts of guns. Kasrkin got plasma guns in hand at the moment, but they can change that. Does this have a mark? They've gone for Mark of Nurgle on the Chaos Predator. Here comes a Phobos and another Land Raider Redeemer. The Leman Russ getting Vanquisher. The Mark of Nurgle tank isn't great at taking on other vehicles. It can do some work for you, but the main autocannon gets this kind of damage over time Nurgle stuff, which is good versus infantry, but it's still an autocannon. And it's very tough, so maybe you can just outlast the vehicle. Meanwhile, up in the north, there's Terrifying Visions again on the Vanguard veterans. Catachan has thrown down some defensive smoke, and the Psyker runs away. It does suppress for a decently long time, it seems. The Terrifying Visions. Catachans are staying in this fight. Can they get a model? They didn't want to stick around to find out. Yeah, level 2 Vanguard veterans with 2,200 hit points is a lot. But say hello to the Baneblade. Was that Purgatus? Did it miss? Didn't seem to affect the Vanguard veterans there. Oh boy. Attacks need to run. Looks like they're okay. Do you really want to do this, Predator tank? It's going for it. Doesn't even have las cannons and it's going for it. Yeah, it's not a good idea there. Not a good idea. Force Commander Terminator is still going after the Baneblade with his Power Fist, though. Is he? No, he's run off now. Teleported away, then retreated in an awkward angle. Meanwhile, Imperial Guard taking the mid back. Did they just kill a bunch of Marines there? Or were they already dead? Those are Nifty's tactical Marines that just wiped over there. The Phobos with all its las cannons trying to take on the Land Raider Redeemer, which does have a multi-melter on top, but not much else that can threaten a vehicle. This las cannon can sure threaten a vehicle though. Got some Chaos Terminators too for Sir Gunther the Kaiser. And they have autocannon. Demoralizing stuff on kill there. They're going to wipe this las cannon if Nifty isn't careful. They are reinforcing them. There's a jump. Vanguard veterans going after the Terminators who teleport away. Couldn't knock them over, of course, because of Terminator armor. Still a VP lead for the Space Marines. 200 or so ahead of the Imperial Guard, and another 200 or so behind are the Chaos Space Marines. Locking down their triple cap here, the Guard. This is the most threatened VP for them. And they've chucked a bunker on it. Also have a Manticore around here now, thanks to Piluco. The Psyker's still up. Catechins are a good defensive unit, actually, because they can infiltrate when they're idle. And they can knock you off things. Chaos Shrine from Sir Gunther to shoot Doom Bolts at anything that gets close to that VP. Now these Terminators trying to outshoot a whole bunch of Plasma Guns, which isn't going to work out. And these Melters will do a lot of damage too. Still going in though. Sorcerer teleports somewhere. Oh, into these Catechins. And the Mark of Pawn CSM coming in. Onto the Kasrkin. Look at this. Full retinue for the Lord General. Awesome. Chasing down some Terminators actually. But here come the Mark of Pawn fellas. And this Commissar shield does not help you against chain axes. They got wrecked over there. Ah, even Derek falls at the end. The Lord General does make it out. Central VP now uncapped and everyone is converging on it now. Well, not Chaos fellas anymore. Let's let these guys crack each other around a bit, I suppose. What level is that Inquisitor? Level 2 does have the mandate. That's going to be very useful for capping stuff. Baneblade being aggressive here. Doesn't really have repair support near it, does it? Vanguard veterans jumping in. Can anyone grab this central VP? There's a Manticore strike. Didn't seem to hit anything that I could see. Big firefight here in the mid. And now Chaos arrive. Sir Gunther the Kaiser getting a big flank on the Guardsman. And there's a warp fire to set up that push. Wiping a Guardsman squad there. Other fellas I think are okay. Looks like the Space Marines have backed off. Don't have a lot to threaten the vehicles. They can chase with melter pistols from these fellas. And power melee will do some work for you on rear armor. If you can do enough of it. Looks like they are leaving and nobody is able to cap the mid. Sorcerer chasing around the Lord General now. Derek and Nigel are back with their melter guns. Need to repurchase the other fellas, which will now be cheaper. Once they're purchased and lost, you can buy them back for cheaper. Lightning Claw, Chaos Lord in play. Goes after the las cannon, makes very short work of it, and levels up. Dark Halo also. For some reason it's not activated though. There it is. Then runs away. Level 3 Chaos Lord. Great unclean one coming up for Sir Gunther the Kaiser. Phobos is very low. Uh-oh. CSM. I think some CSM died there for PapaFloggz. Other fellas jumped inside. I think that was 2 separate squads. Didn't quite see. Cyclone Missile Launcher Terminators here. Do they have a volley ready? They do. There it is. Got some decent hits. A lot of it missed. Maybe they could have got even closer there. Still a VP lead for the Space Marines. 3/4 of the way to 2,000 actually. Power Fist Terminator trying to finish off the Phobos. Marco Zint CSM trying to shoot them down, but they're getting very low here. And now they're in Flamestorm cannon range. Can they get away? If the Melter hits them, they're dead. They seem to be chasing the Phobos. Here comes an assist from Sir Gunther though. I don't know if this Land Red Redeemer can get away. It was a mistake pushing it in, I think. They were trying to use the multi-melter on top to finish off the Phobos. But down goes the Redeemer. Oh, Apothecary still retreating back to where the Redeemer was, and Terminators were inside of it. Now they're in big trouble. There's the teleport. But is it far enough? Terminator's in now for PapaFloggz. Orbital thrown in to try and save these Terminators. But it doesn't work. They should be fine because they're in base with the base damage reduction. Imperial Guard sitting pretty on a triple cap again. But they're like 170-ish behind the Space Marines, who still have a double cap. Is that enough time to catch up? Getting 1 extra point per second. I'm not sure if it is. Nifty had a bad engagement, let's say. Down to some Vanguard. Veterans can now try and recover. Apothecary also fell. Devastators on the way here. Here's the Land Red Redeemer of MUERTE. Recognizing that this VP needs to be defended, but the natural of MUERTE is now being taken. And there's the quad cap for Imperial Guard. Another Manticore on the way for Piluco. Also has a Lehman Russ now with Executioner. Look at that float from Crazy Chairman. Huge float. Can't afford a big super fancy tank, I think, in terms of population. Yeah, Imperial Guard will definitely catch up now. Can they double the Imperial Guard, these fellas? Can the Chaos fellas and the Space Marines put aside their differences and try and push the mid? Doesn't look like it. There's Purgatus. Chimera's Psyker needs to run. Las Cannon Predator trying to get the best of the Baneblade. But it's tough. It's a big old tank. 3,000 hit points on that thing. Kazakin chucking their Melter Bomb there, and then they run away. Lehman Russ shows up with the Vanquisher, which will mess up a Land Raider Redeemer a lot. But looks like they're wary of the Predator tank back there. Assault Cannon Terminator Force Commander now. And there's the Great Unclean One. Infiltrated by Tzeentch Worship. Getting some hits on a Lehman Russ. Melter Lord General and a bunch of Plasma, though, is bad for the Great Unclean One. Sorcerer can warp him out, and he is in retreat to facilitate that warp if needed. And they get this Lehman Russ down, maybe. Big damage hits from the Great Unclean One. Can the autocannon fire? There we go. Yep, they got the Lehman Russ down. That was Piluco's Lehman Russ. Great Unclean One passively damages nearby enemies and has some very powerful melee, as you saw, against that tank. Imperial Guard take the lead by about 50 VPs or so. But can someone grab the mid? They have decapped this, the Chaos fellas. Oh, they bashed the power supply. I see. Doesn't take much. I think it's 15 power to rebuild. Which shouldn't be too much of a problem in a late game, but you never know. Not a problem for these players right now. The float from Crazy Chairman is nuts. They have population for a super heavy tank now, because some guardsmen died. So maybe they'll get one. This power supply has also been bashed. This is the natural of Nifty. And they aren't repurchasing. Maybe they just don't think they can defend it. Chaos Terminators on the field with Lightning Claws for PapaFloggz. The mid is turning... Oh, it's turning green for the Space Marines. They get in there. Manticore Strike. Manticores can be very effective against Land Raiders because they're such a large target. And down it goes. Land Raider Redeemer number 2 goes down. And the Space Marines hold the mid now. It's going to be tough. Chaos fellas coming in too, with Lightning Claws and all sorts of stuff. Level 5 Chaos Lord with Armor of the Inferno. Good for disruption. Might stop a cap. Great Unclean One's getting very low. There's an Imperial Abyss from Sir Gunther. This guy needs to be teleported out maybe. Oh, but the Sorcerer's right there. Meltagon on the Sarge doing some good work. But I think the Great Unclean One's going to stomp away. Imperial Guard. Can they get that Great Unclean One down? Maybe. It's a bunch of plasma. And the tank's getting shots too. Lord General giving chase and gets the Great Unclean One down. Still a VP lead for Imperial Guard. Chaos now taking the mid, though. Demon Rust might go down. Can they get revenge for the Great Unclean One? They can. Can the Terminators now get away, though? Oh, looks like they ran off. Terminators are warped to safety. Warped to the Sorcerer's location. That's one of his globals. Very, very useful. In a frantic team free for all game. The natural VP of Nifty has been rebought, repurchased, rebuilt. And the Phobos goes down. Lightning Claw Terminators, though, are really bad news for these Loyalist Terminators without Lightning Claws. But they teleport away. They teleport away. Thought we were going to see an aggressive push there, but they were completely isolated. Although Sir Gunther's Heretics have shown up, and then they Doom Blast and then they run. These are MUERTE's Terminators. And there's the Terminator Force Commander himself. Go straight for this VP. Are they going to bash the power supply or try and cap it? Looks like neither at the moment. Oh, there we go. Trying to bash it with a las cannon. Librarian getting in there. I don't think you want to fight these guys yet. Run away. What's this? That is Chaos having a go at Imperial Guard V Victory Point. Again, there it is being rebuilt, the power supply. So now it can be capped. There it is. Look how close those VPs are now. Like 3 VPs in it between the Space Marines and Imperial Guard. Another Land Raider Phobos from Kaiser. Sorcerer having a go on the mid. Got some Marco Zinc CSM there. And another Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Nifty. Yeah, the VPs are insanely close. What is this? That is Scouts. They've stolen the bunker. And they're going to try and get a cheeky decap. Inquisitor might have a word, though. There's Purgatus. That won't stop the cap, though, will it? No. Oh, but it does a huge amount of damage because they timed it. Double Terminators. Trying to bash the power supply, and they do. That's a rocket run. One of them able to teleport away. The other one's super not able. And I don't think they're going to make it out of there. Terminator's wiped. There is a Baneblade in the mid. There's Terminators in the mid. There's a Phobos now. And a very angry Apothecary with his axe. Oh, and then he runs away, though. Force barrier used. Chaos Terminators teleporting onto the las cannon, and they wipe them out so fast. That was nuts. Librarian, not a good fight for you, my friend. Down he goes. Lightning Claw Terminator's doing some work here. There's another rocket run. Chaos Space Marines, they wipe. I think they got away. Phobos going after some Imperial Guard tanks, and Catachans getting subjugated. Frantic stuff. Look how close the VPs are. Looks like Space Marines have it, though. Space Marines have it with 2 caps at the end. I did not expect them to pull that off. Awesome stuff. Nifty had no units and they did it. Well done, MUERTE at the end, eh? I guess they defended that one. And maybe PapaFloggz was distracted by the mid. Yeah, I think so. Awesome stuff. Level 4 Inquisitor. And a level 7 Lord General down at the end. Just an explosion of guts and viscera. Level 7 Sorcerer. Level 6 Chaos Lord. A level 8 Apothecary. And, of course, the Terminator Force Commander, who is beyond the levels. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks to, I think it was Crazy Chairman who sent this in. Awesome stuff. And I'll see ya next time.